You're tuned into Taiwan Grooves. Let's explore the local music scene. Hello and welcome back to Taiwan Grooves. Today we're continuing with the band Deinovore and with the two core members Nate on the drums and Han on vocals and bass. We finished last week's episode with them describing how they got into playing music and that they're back after they found the right direction. This episode will also feature how they met through their previous projects, the metal scene in Taiwan, and future album and sample of some of the songs. So once again, let's bring back the sludge and stoner metal with Deinovore.
Actually, the singer of our last project, Corey, got me back into music.
Yeah, that's how we met each other. We met each other through a previous band, which, as I alluded to before, was, we were playing heavier than everybody else in that band. But that's how we met each other. And Han had not been playing bass for a long time. And the singer for that band was my old friend, Corey, who moved out to Taiwan, on their own. And after I was here for a while, and then they were putting together a solo show, kind of like an art show, in fact, but making music. And then they were calling that project All My Boyfriends,
I remember.
All of their boyfriends, kind of. And so it's like
Axel was there as well.
Was there as well. And then Corey asked me to play drums with them, and I was like, yeah, I would love to, right? But it's like, I believe it went like this, like, I have a show in a month, I need a band, can you play drums for me? I was like, yeah, okay, why not? You booked the show before forming the band. That was literally how it happened. And then I believe they ran into you
like a week before the show. And so I stopped playing for like 10 years. And then I bought a bass. It sat at home for a while, and one day I was like, I'm going to the jam. So
I remember
I
this.
was going to the Ivy Palace jam, and then I stood outside for like an hour. I was so nervous, and then I finally went in, and then Corey was there, and then after the jam session, I was like, yeah, I still got my like chops somehow. And then they were like, yeah, I think it was the next one. They were like, you want to be in a band? Like, we need a bass player. And I was like, when's the practice? They're like, in 2 days. The show's this weekend. And
wow, Corey gets stuff done.
yeah, but it went really well. And then so
it was a great band.
Props after 10 years.
I regret the dissolution of that project.
Yes,
it had real growth potential.
Yeah, so that really like led me to really grow as like a musician, I feel like, because we were doing all originals for one. Like before I did mostly cover bands. And we had a lot of freedom to like really experiment. We even had like a semi-metal-ish song, Low Down and Dirty.
Yeah.
So
they wrote that for us.
Yeah. But throughout the whole time we were talking about metal bands because I actually, I used to listen to a lot of metal. For me, it was like more Black Sabbath and Iron Maiden. They all have very melodic bass players, which is what like really drew me into the bass playing aspect. Because like I said, a lot of metal, you can't really hear the bass. But but those really stood out, I feel like. And then I found other bands, and then definitely Sludge and Doom I found really appealing. Because it's just chill. It's more just crushing, and so like Crowbar and Cough, like Cavity, like
love Cough.
bands like that. So it was always, but we didn't set out. I don't know what we set out, but we just talked about a metal band. I'm like, I've been playing music for so long, and I've never played metal.
Yeah, like it's my first time also. Really, like after a lifetime of listening to metal, I've always been playing in other people's projects, right?
I mean, you were kind of headed not that direction, but similar. Like you have rock, you have punk, kind of like
it's
from
all
J-pop. That's
all in the family.
That's
yeah. I'm not gonna appear in a jazz project, right? I mean, I can play jazz, but I was trained in it a little bit. I'm not super good at it, but I'm not gonna form a jazz project, right? It's my instincts, my default is in, of course, the rock family. So yeah, I mean, that was my first experience, like making real music with other people in this kind of, pop culture context, was my high school punk band, right? I didn't even really know what punk was at the time, I think. I was just like, let's make a band, right? Because it was cool and fun. And like, I remember our first like jam practice thing, I was playing my like standard rock beat or something for my very, very baby drummer brain, right? And it was like, that's all good, but I was thinking you could play more like a basic punk pattern or something. I was like, I don't even know what that is, right? Like, and he was like, it's like this, tap, tap. I was like, oh yeah, that's easy, you can do that. I think I thought he said funk, so I was like playing funk. I was like, okay,
Punky.
right? And he's like, no, punk.
What did you call me? Oh man, that's nice. I'm glad you got back. It's very how do you call you and fun? Like you kind of met through another band. On both of your minds there was like metal.
Yeah,
and then you just kind of made it happen.
I think we muy simpatico people. Like we just really jive.
I mean, we tried to get a side project going on for the longest time, but it didn't happen. Yep. And I think another thing is like I've always had trouble like writing songs, so that's why I always played in other people's projects, right?
Right.
And then somehow with this strange format, it just kind of clicked. Maybe it's also getting older and getting more
brazen.
Life experience and self-confidence, and not really caring about making something that will like appeal to like the mass audience and stuff. And then that really just freed my mind up to start writing stuff, I think.
Experimenting.
You definitely get more brazen as you get older, because you realize that it's not that important to fit into other people's molds, and you got your mold of your own. And so just like do what makes you feel comfortable, express yourself. You only get one chance at it, so.
And there's always somebody who will enjoy that.
There is.
You will do like there's
Apparently.
100 of examples all over the world, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it seems to be how it goes. Is the more unapologetically yourself you are, the more people will flock to you.
Yeah.
They can pick up that vibe. They know that you're not conforming. They know you're not trying to impress them. You're just doing what you love.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's why there's like a later life metal like renaissance or whatever. Like it's like the opposite of what people think like society expects. They're like, oh, you should get mellow out, but I'm like, no, this is actually the real me. This is what I really want to do. So, like,
that's why it was formed as a reaction against the pop jam scene.
A
lot of people were just kind of like just posers, or we were just like, we're just gonna just be whatever.
Yeah, that was fun though. That was fun, but now it's
now we're more trying to make something, right? Not just express raw energy out into the world, just like kind of shape it into something that can be preserved on the record.
Yeah, especially if you have to like play it the same way on the record. Yeah, like also if you know the guys from Church of Loops, if they were here, they were also like, hey, we like to just jam and see where it goes. And suddenly you're 40 minutes in and you're like, oh, this can't be a song because it's 40 minutes long. And then you have to be like, okay, look, we have to give it a structure.
No, but in Doom you can make a 40-minute song.
Yeah.
Sleep is their hour-long dope smoker. Yeah,
one album right away.
it's one hour-long album song, and that's a masterpiece.
It's never gonna be the same again.
No, how could you? Yeah,
right.
All right, now speaking of, let's say, stoner and sludge metal, is there a community?
Our reputation is on the line here. Like in metal, your knowledge of bands is your social status, kind of. It's like, how many bands do you know? How obscure, how underground do you know? And what genres, right? So the Taiwan doom or stoner scene, they're in Taiwan.
Because I've seen some metal bands. It's a lot of screaming.
There are absolutely metal
quick
bands here. That was part of why we set out to do the mid to slow tempo.
Okay.
Because we felt high, extreme blast beat stuff is overrepresented. We were like, deathcore and metalcore are very popular, but it's like we just find it a little monotonous sometimes. We're like, we want a little diversity in the metal scene here. But
Yeah.
as far as who's doing stoner, I mean, like Acid Brain is
Acid Brain, sort of.
yeah, more
And
psychedelic,
then-
and the Junkies.
Yeah.
They're kind of more grunge.
They're more grungy.
So there's something, but
There is
countable
some-
on one
Yeah.
hand.
Yeah, like when we
Okay.
play shows, it's we just try to get different sounds, different heavy bands. I think
Mhm.
that's why we try to group ourselves. Just like as long as it's heavy and groovy. I mean, we've even played with like melodic death and
Mhm.
yeah. As long as it's heavy, we'll play with them. And there is a metal scene here, but as far as like doing kind of doom stoner,
There's Doom. There's Obsequial Joy, right? They're
Yeah.
They're they're straight up Doom.
Right.
Funeral Doom almost.
Yeah,
they were.
Wow,
they're-
there's so many subdivisions. I
Yeah.
know.
Right.
But now you're taking the niche once again.
yeah.
yeah, but Sludge proper, I don't think so.
Yeah, I
Not
don't think
currently.
so.
I can't speak to past projects. Maybe
Alright, so
there
it's-
have been, but
There
Deinovore
was.
supplies it. Is there a Taiwan's like a underground scene in this specific genre, or do you see it emerging?
yeah. So the Taiwan metal scene, we do see signs of it growing. Actually, recent shows, there's been bands that are teenagers, like actually in high school, and that's always an encouraging sign. I've seen some younger people in the audience. There's a fanzine, actually. It's a handwritten informational pamphlet about the scene of something, and that's how the metal scene spread back in the 80s and the 70s, I think. That was how underground information was circulated. People would write them by hand and literally hand them out. And someone is doing that in Taiwan, in Kaohsiung, right?
In I think he lives in Taichung.
Oh.
Yeah, but he comes to the shows and he hands them out. Yeah, there's a lot of like more like youthful energy and more just more and more bands and it's diversifying somewhat too. So like yeah, different types of metal. Yeah.
That's great. You must feel
It's,
very proud. It's like taking the torch of youngsters.
yeah, we see these like 15-year-olds and
Yeah.
they're really good.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And
So-
it's good that there are mentors around for them, and it's that they feel encouraged enough to get on stage. It's I know it's difficult at that age. I mean, it's both difficult and easy. I mean, when I was in high school, I didn't feel that hard, but it feels awkward for sure.
right. And like, yeah, societal pressures have changed. So families are, supportive of them doing that, which is great to see because when I was going to high school here, that was not the case. So, yeah.
Yeah, keep it up.
And if you want to get into sludge metal, you know who to contact.
Always happy to.
Yeah.
Deinovore.
It's something really hard, yeah.
I mean, I had zero knowledge about metal. I just know this is metal and this is not. But I didn't know there's many subdivisions.
There's too many.
There's too many.
Yeah.
Metal has a problem.
Yeah,
You're here
people
to solve it.
Yeah, and then they fuse it with other genres, and then there's like new stuff.
It's just they love categorizing and classifying and like it's like OCD or something. We got to know what belongs where, and you know, if you surprise me, I'm gonna get upset. You know, like you said
is
you were
not
this
part of sludge
genre, and it is not. Sounds like the other kinds that said they were this genre, and that is false advertising, my friend. You know, it's yeah. I think punk is a little more like, who cares? You know?
It's just one punk collective.
You call yourself whatever you want. Yeah.
Yeah, well, they also have crust punks.
There
and
are, of
hardcore
course,
punks, but yeah.
subgenres of punks, but
But they're
it's,
probably not that meticulous about like.
right.
Not
who's-
really.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Now, question. You guys have some demos. No finished studio recordings yet. And you're not on Spotify. As an underground band, do you plan to change any of this?
Spotify, I think we won't join
Okay.
out of protest, at
Mhm.
least. Studio, yes, we intend very much to get an album out. I think we have enough material for one album. Yeah,
I think we do. It's just a matter of
getting to the studio.
getting to the studio.
Can we get some
and-
preview to what's the album gonna be about?
It's gonna be eaten by a
Being
dinosaur.
It's all being
Okay.
about being eaten by things, like lyrically, or just more like
Any theme, anything you would like to share
yeah,
with?
well, the whole thing is about vore, obviously, and yeah, the one I mentioned before, being eaten by a hippo twice and surviving.
That one is not out yet.
Well, the demos.
The
The demos
demos
are
are out. The demos are out, and then
Which ones haven't we recorded? We haven't
Yeah.
recorded.
Feed Me, I don't think we've done. That's
Okay.
more about. It's a full Cantonese song about this person who, wants to eat everything.
It's not full Cantonese. You're saying "feed me."
Oh
too.
yeah, I do. Yeah.
It's English.
Okay, it's a mostly Cantonese song about how this greedy person who wants to eat everything
Is it about wanting to eat or be eaten? Because the lyric is "feed me" to some.
want to be eaten by this.
Maybe there's like a reflexivity.
I
to
think
it,
there's
too.
a reflexivity because the verse is about this person who
Eating,
wants
trying
to
to eat.
eat everything, and I'm like, when are you gonna realize there's not enough of the world for you to eat?
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then the chorus goes to feed me,
Yeah, so
feed
it's,
me,
I-
feed
maybe
me.
it's kind of like when
Yeah.
you realize the limits of your appetite, you have to surrender yourself to be eaten, to release all that stuff that you've consumed, right? When is it that
Right.
you will contribute to the world, right?
Yeah.
Enough eating, time to be eaten. The cathartic release of
Right.
of your
Let yourself
appetite.
be eaten.
Yeah.
Right,
and,
right.
and you also have to control that urge everybody has to eat everything. So you're also talking about yourself. What
Then
else
we
is
got
there?
Cosmic
Slob. It's just more a funny song. I read an article about how black holes are messy eaters because they actually don't pull everything in, and they like spit out a lot of like debris and
Interesting.
and stuff like that. So they also emit a lot of like stuff.
So you wrote about a black hole.
So I wrote about a black hole who has bad table manners, pretty much. So I don't think there's a deeper meaning to that. It's just about a cosmic phenomenon.
I like that, because a lot of people who come here, they have such deep connection to the stuff they make.
Oh no, we love
No.
to just put it out. It's
I would also be that way. It would just be like,
Right.
I want to have fun. I don't want to put my soul into this. Like, it's not the deepest expression. It's just, I want to have fun.
Yeah, it's really not. If I want to do that, I'll just go to karaoke and sing some sad songs and like express it that way. But it's not the way I want to create.
sometimes first thought, best thought. That is your deeper identity.
There you go.
Just
True.
relax and let it go.
Yeah, so a lot of them are just like that. The hippo song is just about the guy being eaten by a hippo, and the CNN, like his quotes were really amazing. Like like I looked down and it was all quiet, and I
Pitch dark.
realized I was up to my waist in a hippo's throat, and things like that. So
How many people can say that, right?
Yeah.
right, and survive
Yeah.
twice. So what else is there? There's that dugong song that
Dugongs, yeah.
started as a pop song.
You have had that song for many years now.
Yeah. When I first started trying to write songs, they came out more as like folksy, like pop songs, I guess. And
Double, triple influence.
yeah, that was way before that. That was during
Oh.
All My Boyfriends, actually. Yeah, what was that about, anyways? Dugongs, manatees.
Yeah, I'm a dugong and you're a manatee.
Yeah, we may look similar, but we're different species. So it just went from that, and then it turned into this thing about like humans trying to like eat the animals. So that's more of like an animal awareness.
Yeah, that one's kind of like
Song.
revenge of the animals. Like,
It is revenge of the animals. Like humans have eaten most of my species.
Mhm.
Now they're going for the manatee and
Yeah.
like
now it's our turn to eat them.
yeah. Now we're gonna chop them up and eat them.
Mm.
And it's also more of a lighthearted song, but it does have serious message. Yeah, and then it's the Eaten by a Dinosaur song. So
And the vultures.
oh yeah, we also got vultures. That's also environmental. It's about how
Vulture crisis.
India is having a vulture crisis.
India?
Yeah, so
Like the vulture, the
yeah.
animals, okay.
So they like I think it's is it the Zoroastrians?
I
They
think
have
so.
these sky burials, so they have these towers, right? Towers of silence. And then they would put the bodies on them and let vultures eat them.
Mm-hmm.
But due to the dramatic decline in vulture population, these bodies don't get fully eaten. So yeah, so we have to save the vultures so people
Yeah.
can keep doing this ritual.
Yeah,
Wow.
and the vultures they're dying off because of painkiller medicines, right?
Yeah, they're consuming flesh that has
Morphine
or like something in that's really toxic to vultures.
As in the body is injected with that before it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
put onto the tower?
I mean, like
No,
it'll
people
just
just-
stay in your system after you're dead.
Oh,
People die with
okay.
all these painkillers built up in their system, and then
wow.
yeah, and then so when it gets ingested by the vulture, they die.
Yeah, or like the animals that they eat
Yeah.
that also ingest like I think it's like some kind of medicine. They've changed the law to ban that certain substance, but it's like really dramatically declined that. Yeah, so
Chemical byproducts and stuff.
Right.
yeah.
Again, very niche. I don't think anybody
So-
sings about saving vultures so they can keep eating people.
It's
Well,
very
again-
important. That's the cycle of life, you know. It's
That you put it that way, that makes sense.
yeah, and it's also just this article I read. So yeah, I just read a lot of. And whenever I
Lyric
come
material.
up with something, whenever I come across something related to being eaten, I'll just mark it down and be like, "Yay, song material!"
yeah. I
Yeah.
do wonder how long we can keep up the vore theme. Before we
Yeah.
run out of things. I was having this
Definitely for an
conversation
album.
today, but yeah.
Right.
I mean, yeah, I was like, how many things can eat you? You know, I guess we're gonna have to open like a field guide to like, you know, like
Right. Yeah, I
Just-
think there's like a lot of
I feel like you'll be fine for a while.
yeah.
for a
Obvi-
while,
You
and
can
then
tap into mythology or
Right,
yeah,
right.
yeah, like
The
Yeah.
Ouroboros eats itself.
And then you can go
know.
more into, like, as you said, being consumed, like the identity, something more abstract. Not like being literally eaten, but more like I'm being consumed by this. Or
Yeah,
that.
Yeah.
maybe we'll just do a punk album and it can be just like straight up capitalism eats us alive.
right. Yeah, but for now it's a good way to start and
Yeah,
just
yeah,
get
yeah.
like, this is my first time writing actually like
There's got to be the
putting
evolution.
out songs that I wrote. So yeah, we'll see how this evolves.
All right.
But we'll get this recorded.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So, very last question to anyone trying to get back into music, expressing themselves, any emotion, writing, playing. Would you have any words of advice? Why they should do it?
It's always worth it. Just pick it up and and go. Yeah, and find that person that maybe you clicked with, and reach out. You know, like the chances are they'll feel the same way. You know, it doesn't hurt to give it a shot. Just find a space and play for a while.
Go for a jam.
Yeah, go for a
from
jam. It's so important, and that's how you keep connections alive and learn more about yourself, and and gain confidence.
Yeah. It's never too late to even start, but yeah, just getting back into it. I mean, in Taiwan, yeah, like you said, there's a lot of opportunities for people. Like there's a lot of open jams, open stage events. Just get up there and try it. Like, yeah, I remember at our Shingzu gig, there was one dude. He was like an older guy, and he played a couple songs on stage, and that was his first time performing ever.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, like
Kudos.
we're riffing on the open mic scene, but seriously, like we really appreciate it. It's really important that there are these open jams, that there's open mic nights, that there's opportunities for people to get out there and meet each other and form projects, and there are more than you think there are in Taiwan.
there are, and you can just go. You don't need a band. They usually have a backing band. If you just want to sing, though, like there's someone gonna play for you, and just see how that feels and see if you groove with it.
And it's tremendous fun. I'm super happy that we showed up for it.
It's never too old. I feel like in Taiwanese society, they always say like, oh yeah, it's like there's this thing that you're being too old, or you'll grow out of like rock or
Usually
or,
people, it's the other way around. Like they start with music, then they leave it.
Yeah.
But I like you guys, like you're
yeah.
back into it after a while.
Yeah,
Right.
good.
that's life. You know, like the job and everything else is.
Yeah, you already get consumed by non-musical stuff for so long. Why would you not keep it in your life?
Yeah.
It's the one thing that is...
Like, I don't even know why I stopped for 10 years. It's more
It's
of a
it's-
confidence thing. I
and
feel
it's hard to
like.
find the people that you click with, and I mean, because forming a band is a very intimate
Yes.
experience.
And I wasn't like bold enough then to start my own thing. So if there wasn't an opportunity, just let it slip. And then like my instrument got stolen, and then I never bothered to buy a new one. Like life happens. But yeah.
And as a drummer, of course, it's very hard in a city like this because I don't have space for my own equipment. I can't play in my house without noise complaints, obviously, right? It's just impossible. So you're confined to practice spaces and everything, and yeah, so the logistics of living in a city like Taipei can make it difficult for certain instruments.
True. Yeah, I've asked like some people how like metal singers how they practice. And, yeah, some just go to the river in the middle of the night and like things like, because you can't do it at your house either.
Not in Taipei houses for sure.
Right. But they all have their ways.
And that's it for Deinovore. Thanks for listening, and come back next week for Taiwanese Rapper.